Hello and welcome to another episode of Balatro. We almost have all the gold stickers on all the decks. We just need a gold sticker on the Erratic deck. I will probably go back and try and get a recording for my gold sticker on Plasma, Painted, and Black. But as far as actually getting the Completionist Plus achievement, we're right there. We're so close. So close. Oh, let's take a look at what our deck is. We have 7 kings and 7 queens, and 6 sixes and 8 twos. So the ranks are pretty stacked, as are the suits. What the heck? 4 king of clubs. And all of my sixes, no, 5 of my sixes are clubs as well. And 4 of my twos are clubs. This is wild. Okay. So we go for... what do we go for? A club flush with sixes and eights, sixes and nines. Nice. We got the flush house. Wow, what a wild deck. Flush houses immediately. What a wild start. Onyx Agate with this many clubs? Yes, please. Okay, the Erratic deck seems to have given us all we could have possibly wanted. Flush with Onyx Agate is so many points. 2,500 and the big blind of Ante 1. That's absurd. Wow, if we want to get even more consistent, just pick up a trading card. Alright, what are we getting rid of then? Diamonds in general. We have 5 queen of diamonds. Of our 7 queens, 5 of them are diamond. Lots of 2s. We don't have that many 8s, so we can just toss an 8 of diamonds. That's a good decision. Okay. And then any club flush will do. Oh, we didn't get it. How is a pair with Onyx Agate? Not quite enough. Which means I kind of screwed myself up for this one, huh? Because I could have gone for a flush. Yeah, I could have won in 2, instead I won in 3. Not a huge deal. Hack! If you watched my previous episode, which was like a bonus episode, because I was doing Endless, I was really looking for hack. It would have been insane. Here I don't think it matters. It technically works with the Onyx Agate and all these 2s. Doesn't work with the 6s though. I'm not that into it. Jumbo Spectral Pack could give me an Immolate, which would be cool. It gave me an Immolate. Let's just Immolate. 100%. Maybe I keep the clubs around, maybe not. I kept 1 club around. Lost a 6 of clubs. Now I only have 4 of them, but that's okay. We're still way more consistent now, and we have a bunch of money, so we can open the Jumbo Arcana pack as well. Death is good. Just get more 6 of clubs. Yep. Judgment is cool, Temperance is cool, but we already see a path to winning, and it's just to make our entire deck 6 and 2s and kings of clubs. And then just with Onyx Agate, that already wins if we play flush houses that way. Do we want a negative joker? Kind of, just for fun. We're so far ahead, I think we can do it. Technically, trading card makes me want to fight, but collecting negative jokers is pretty fun, especially if I'm going for gold stickers on my jokers. So we'll play the less optimal line in order to play the more fun line. We can get rid of 7s, just fine. And then we just need any flush. At some point, a club flush won't be good enough. It's only 2,700. But it'll get us through this ante. Jolly Joker. Do we have Jolly Joker? Just curious. We do, dang it. You see a lot of these common ones we don't have. Clever Joker, Droll Joker, Jimbo, even Zany Joker, Devious Joker, Willy Joker, even though they have chips. Or, you know, stickers. They're not gold stickers. Crafty Joker. But Jolly Joker, we have the gold sticker, so it's kind of a waste, but I mean, it's +8 mult for free. It's actually, the fact that it's not perishable or rental is actually very lucky, so. Just take the voucher, because we don't need anything else. Go next. Okay, get rid of another 7. Sort by suit. And then get rid of... It's face cards that are face down, which means these are not clubs for sure. So let's get rid of them. Okay, these are all no, these are not clubs. Dang it. So we will play all of the non-clubs. A little unlucky with our draw order here. Didn't get enough clubs, but now we have enough clubs. These should all be clubs. Yep. So we went in 2. No big deal. Just because it took us a while to find our club flush. I don't know if we want Tarot Merchant. Maybe it's good, actually. Helps us see Fool, Hanged Man, and Death, which are all, like, I currently anticipate winning the game, right? More so than any Jokers. So I should take this. I could have waited, right? We didn't need to buy it. We have the whole rest of the ante to buy it. But the reason you want to buy it now is because I still stay above my interest cap. I still stay above $25 when I buy it now. It means I don't get to buy either of these if I want to stay above my interest cap, but it means that in the next shop, I already start getting the effects of that voucher. And seeing more tarot cards, I think is... It just, one extra shop of having a higher chance of seeing more tarot cards is more important to me than looking at a couple of planets. So we go next. We don't need the Mega Buffoon pack. We want to use trading card a little bit more, get rid of the ace, and then just play a flush. With the extra 8 mult on Jolly Joker, this might win in 1, but I'm not sure. We know that before we're getting like 2,700. Still only 2,700. It surprises me a little. That's okay. We have 12 clubs in here, so we can look for them like this. We didn't quite get it. Almost have a straight. We'll just play the high card and then get one more club. Nice. And then win like this. So playing club flushes now will enable us to win in 1 as opposed to 2 or 3 as it was in this case. Lovers on... Yeah, I mean... On a king or a 2, just more clubs in the deck, sure. No repeat hand types this round. So we like absolutely need a club flush. So Lovers helps with that. We need more chips. You notice the 8 extra multiplier didn't matter so much because our multiplier on a flush already is 39, so 8 extra is like 20% increase on our scoring, which like is obviously good, but not that important, I don't think. We could roll, or we can just try and upgrade flush, or ooh, upgrade everything. That's huge. That's gonna help a lot in this boss. Because I'm gonna have to hobble together a bunch of different hand types since I'm not allowed to play 2 flushes. Okay, let's fight to use more trading card. Get rid of a 3, right? Yeah, this is our last 3. Okay, and then do we want to look for the 2 or 6? Any 2 or 6 actually with lovers would do it. Although maybe we save that for the boss so we can like, nah, we probably don't save it. Let's just discard like this. Okay. So the 2 and 6 are still kind of what we're looking for. So maybe we just play a pair, trying to get the, there we go, the flush house. So we could make this 2 wild right now, but I'd rather make something else wild. Is that true? 4 2 of clubs, 5 6 of clubs, 3 king of clubs. Alright, we lost a king of clubs in the immolate, and we lost a 6 of clubs in the immolate, I think. Yeah, more 2 of clubs is pretty good on this guy. Yeah, let's do it. I'm thinking that I'd be happy to see a lovers in the next shop, so using my lovers now means that I have a chance to see another lovers if I open an Arcana pack, or if it's just like showing me a tarot card in the shop. But if I hold on to the lovers, then those tarot cards that I would see in those cases would not be able to be lovers. And I think that that's bad, because again, we're going to win this by getting just tons of clubs. And lovers helps me get a bunch of clubs. They're wild, which means they get debuffed in certain boss blinds. Well, Luchador is a free way to just handle this boss without too much sweat. I also didn't check how many points that was worth. Uh-oh. That would be good to know. Maybe I'll do the math later, maybe not. I'm not really feeling like it. This is perishable. This gives us money. Okay, and then just go next. Save our money. No repeat hand types. So I absolutely want to get rid of this ace. So we could just play a flush right now. Sell the Luchador to allow us to play repeat hand types, so then a couple of flushes pretty much get us there. That seems about as good as going for a... Yeah, obviously we can save the Luchador for a long time, and then he's actually pretty valuable. Like, but are we gonna save him for Ante 8 boss? Like, we can beat Violet Vessel just fine if we get where we need to go. So I say we just use him now to win this round a little bit more easily. Like this. So two flushes gets there. How good is a full house? Probably not good enough. It only has 2 1 club in it. Discard like this. Ah, dang. So we end up playing an extra hand anyway. Looking for our flush. But you can see here, like, it gets a little bit dicey whether or not we would have been able to find a flush house. I think technically we were offered enough 6 and 2 of clubs that we would have seen it, but we only had 1 hand left over looking for 2 flushes, which definitely was the easier thing to look for in that situation. Okay, well, hologram is some X-Molt, but if it makes it harder for us to score flush houses, it's not worth it. Because really the only card I want to pick up is 2, 6, and King of Clubs, right? So I think it's not hologram time. Could be hieroglyph time. That could be kind of fun to use more trading card. If it is hieroglyph time, we don't do it right now. We would do it in the big blind or in the shop after the big blind. So what does that mean we do here? I guess we roll once. High Priestess is good. Look for, well, not that. Roll once more, or just go next. It's getting kind of hard. 9,000 is a lot. We haven't really gotten more powerful, other than the fact that our deck is getting more consistent with trading card, which is definitely equivalent to more power. I'll roll once more. I'm feeling a little anxious. Pick up an abstract joker since we have this extra negative joker. It's going to be like 18 multiplier. It's pretty good right now. It just seems so unnecessary, right? Flush House is 18 multiplier. Onyx Agate is 35 multiplier. It's a pretty small benefit. Okay, let's do the math. 100, let's say 200 chips times 55 is, well, 55 times 2 is 110. So times 20, no, so times 200, 110, 1,000, 10,000. Yeah, so a flush house wins in one. So we go next. And we fight. And we just look for a flush house. Get rid of 4. Yep. Instead of a queen. No reason really to hold on to the queen, except that we have a bunch of queen of diamonds. So it's like, technically it's more valuable than other cards in general. There's our flush house. I'm glad we saw it sooner rather than later. Again, you can see it could get really scary there if you just like the game just refuses to show you a flush house. You could just lose by forcing yourself to go for it rather than just taking a couple of easy flushes. Although in that case, I don't think a couple of flushes would have won, right? So we're having to kind of push our limits a little bit on what's gonna let us win. So the hieroglyph means that suddenly flushes are good enough again, or at least a couple of them are. So we could take the hieroglyph now. Ooh. Death or Hanged Man? It's got to be Death. Death on this 8 to get more 6 of clubs. But Hanged Man's so good too. Man, I wish I could take both. Or is it Hanged Man? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's Death. But I do think it's close. Generally speaking, when you're trying to think about consistency, so if you're trying to think of like increasing the proportion of your deck in any one way, so like if you're trying to increase the proportion of buffed cards, in this case we're trying to increase our proportion of king, 6, and 2s of clubs, the percent of your deck that is that type of card goes up faster by increasing the number of them in your deck rather than decreasing the number of them that aren't cards that aren't that in your deck. Generally speaking, there are probably some exceptions to that, but most of the time when you do the math, going from like 50 out of 100 to 51 out of 100 is better than going from 50 out of 100 to 50 out of 99. Usually. Is that true? Now I'm saying that out loud and that's feeling like it might be wrong. We're gonna do the math on that, just a little proof of concept. So 51 divided by 100, well 51 divided by 100 is of course 0.51, but 50 divided by 99 is 0.505, which is not as high of a percentage. So you would, so you would rather increase the number of cards in your deck that are something that you want by doing this like Death, rather than decrease the number of cards in your deck that aren't what you want. Now in this case specifically, we could go from, let's say 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 Plus 5 is 13, so we're like 13 out of 40. So we could go 13 out of 38. 13 divided by 38, which would be 34.2% of our deck would then be what we want. Or in this case, we go to 14 out of 40. 14. We get one more card that's a hit, but our deck size stays the same. 14 divided by 40 is 35%, which is much higher, right? The other one was 32%. So there we go. We proved the postulate that I had created in my head some time ago, and then I was saying out loud here, I'm like, does that actually still hold up? And the answer is yes, it still holds up. Okay. Do we want a king now instead of an extra 6? Let's just keep going in on 6s. Maybe we do flush 5s instead of flush houses. Is that wise? Or should we spread it out between... If we're going to spread it out, I'd actually rather just spread it out between 6s and 2s rather than 6s and kings and 2s. We still just have the 3 kings of clubs. So maybe we just eventually get rid of those as well. Or maybe we don't get rid of them, but we're going to like focus on adding 2s and 6s. That makes more sense to me. So let's turn a jack into a 6. Could also double our money, but death is like one of the 3 things I've described that we care about doing. Death, hanged man, fool. Just to get more deaths than hanged man. Like those are the most important things to do. So what would we spend that extra $20 on? Probably just rolling or looking to find more deaths. So if you're offered a death, in this case, it's actually probably worth more than $20, which is kind of absurd. Oh, this gift card is buffing these planets, by the way, which is kind of nice. Okay, we go next. 13,000, a little scary. Okay, let's toss a jack. Do we play a flush? No, right? We do some quick maths. A flush is only 50, 60, 68, 77 chips times 30, 41. In this case, would be 49 because we do have a pair in it. But that's it. Times 49 is only 3,700. So even if we got to play 4 flushes, which we absolutely would not be able to do, it would not win. So we have to go for the flush house. We could play a pair here, just because it's a pair, but I will choose not to. Now we're forced to play this, but playing a high card with a club is better than playing a pair without it. There we go, we get the flush house. I don't know if this wins. What was it, like 12,000 before? Yeah, so it doesn't win, but now we're just 1,000 points away, which a normal flush would do. We do need to find a club here. We've got 9 of them. So it'd be very rare to not find at least 1 club here. Okay, we got many clubs. Good, good. Okay, this hieroglyph is going to be very useful for us now. It's going to give us a lot more time to get more powerful. Ooh, To the Moon is very good though too. To the Moon, and I think I want this Celestial Pack to look for, well, not this. Just upgrade High Card, because that's been played a few times. And yeah, I think we take the Hieroglyph to just get more trading card value. Make lines a little bit easier to see, get more To the Moon value, but we get fewer hands forever, which is a little scary. Fewer hands forever is a little scary, but you notice right now our scoring is not coming from playing like 4 good hands, or even 3 good hands. Not even really 2 good hands. Our scoring is just coming from being able to play a flush house at least once. And that's probably going to hold true for the rest of the run. So having 3 hands versus 4 hands, it will reduce our econ for sure. But I don't think it's going to really cripple our anti-8 scoring very much compared to the benefit we get by getting more trading card value, getting more gift card value, getting more To the Moon value. and just looking at more shops. Now we can take this Mercury just to, it'll like pay for itself with the gift card kind of. Also, it's nice to have more planets in our bar in order to, uh-oh. I just noticed that we're fighting the pillar, which means we're not going to get to buff. Oh yeah, all of our 6s are debuffed. Except for this one, so it's nice that we drew that. Okay, we can get rid of this queen. Geez, 6,000. We might just be dead, guys. I might have made a big mistake here. But we're still gonna go for the trading card value. Okay. This is not good. I think as long as we find a flush house, we're fine. So we're gonna go for the flush house. Yeah, that's the wise thing. Discard like this, looking for the 6s and 2s. I think a base flush house with at least a couple of scoring clubs will get there. Because before it was like 12,000, now it only needs to be 6,000. Yeah, but I don't think scoring multiple flushes without the Onyx Agate is going to be any good. The only reason flushes are good is because Onyx Agate is 35 multiplier with any 5 club, any hand that has 5 clubs in it, which Club Flush does. But that's out the window for this particular boss. So get rid of everything that's not a 6 and 2 of clubs. That's wild. I will play 5 of a kind. I mean, this is what I would be playing to look for a 6 and 2 of clubs anyway. It just happens to be a 5 of a kind, which is wild. Okay, and then we have the club flush. We're totally fine. Totally safe. You all were worried for nothing. Just kidding. I was the one that was worried. Okay. Director's Pet's good. We'll probably want to pick that up in this ante. Oh, all diamond cards are debuffed. I'm like, didn't we just face this? No, we fought the pillar, which just happens to look like... this is the window. This is the pillar. They look very similar. They both have like these 3 lines, and they're a similar color. Okay, we want this. Double our money is great. Gets a little bit easier to do the things that we want. Dang it, 5 of a kind is not what I want to upgrade. We're not going to play a lot of 5 of a kind. We'll upgrade Flush. You see that was pretty oh, I guess, and Pluto. You see that was pretty unlucky. We had 3 planets here, and I would love to... I don't know how unlucky it was, but we do have a lot of planets unlocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Normally there are only 9 planets. In this case there are 11. But we got to look at 5, and we had 3 in our bar. So we were out of 8 possible planets. We got to see 5 of them. And Flush House is what we wanted. And we saw a Flush, which is actually the second best. So we saw our second best one. But seeing a Flush House, it was better than 50-50. So I guess we did get a little unlucky. But it's not like it was 80% to happen. It was probably like 60%-ish that we missed out on. Okay, we're back up to 9,000. Still, a Flush House is good enough. Buy the director's cut now. Do we roll once? I think we roll once. I'll take a Space Joker. Go next. Give myself a chance to upgrade that Flush House, even though the planet wasn't shown to me. It's just upgrading Flush House would have been really nice there, because I think it would have allowed us to beat the Big Blind in 1, but now we're going to have to try and beat the Big Blind. I mean, we can still potentially get there, but we don't beat it in 1 right now. Okay, get rid of a 9 or a Jack. We've gotten rid of a few Jacks. Yeah, this is our last Jack. Let's get rid of the Jack. Okay, we could play a flush, but I say we just look for the flush house with the 6s and 2s. Of course, Space Joker levels up the pair that we don't care about. Okay, do we want to start doing flush 5? Flush 5 is already better than flush house. Interesting. We can at least unlock it so we have more planets that are online. I think ultimately this is going to be the easier one to go for. We're going to continue to be able to choose how we're curating our deck with deaths, and it's going to get easier to use deaths on the same rank, specifically 6s at this point. So I think we should lean into that. Okay, we don't want the sun, but it means we can't see the sun in these Arcana packs, so we'll open these Arcana packs. We'll use the High Priestess to look for... At this point we want to sell you because of the gift card. Your sell value has actually gotten pretty high. Jupiter, not really what you want to see. Strength, not generally very good, but in this case it gives us an extra 6 of clubs, which is going to make flush 5s easier once again. Want to use Jupiter? No, we're getting pretty close to the point where we'll never have to play consolation flushes. We can only play the good hands. You see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 of clubs out of a 37 card deck. 5, 2 of clubs. So either the flush 5 or the flush house is likely enough that the marginal improvement on Jupiter doesn't really matter in Ante 4. So we'll just hold on to it. We need to buy this at some point, so I guess we'll buy it now. And we don't need to roll, so we will go next. Okay, a flush 5 wins, a flush house doesn't. Get rid of a queen. We have a lot of queens. This king can be made into a club though, so we want to keep the kings around, so we'll just toss a queen like this. Wow, and then we're offered a flush house right away on kings and 2s of all things. Space Joker helping us out too. I pointed to it because I was like, alright Space Joker, this is your chance. Space Joker made us win that in 1 instead of winning it in 2. The Fool is amazing. Burglar is not amazing. We want the trading card value. Okay, we can sell Mars, grab the Fool, and roll. We could use Judgment. I don't really want to sell any of these jokers. I guess we can grab a Magician. It's better than a Venus. Roll again. Burglar's back. This time he's not eternal, but I still don't want him. Okay, there's the flush house, so we'll take that. Okay, we're kind of going back and forth. Now you can see flush house is once again better than flush 5 by quite a bit. It also upgrades better. I don't know if you knew this, but it gets more multiplier. It gets 4 multiplier per planet, whereas flush 5 only gets 3 multiplier per planet. Is that true, or is it 4 and 5? Yeah, it's 3 and 4, just like I said. Flush 5 gets more chips, which sometimes matters. It's only 10 more chips, though. This is 25% more chips, but this is 33% more multiplier. So there's some other maths involved as to which one matters the most, but in my opinion, flush house upgrades better than flush 5, and it's currently been upgraded twice more than flush 5, so it makes sense that we're going to want to do that. Even though we have a bunch of 6s, should be okay. I think we can just go next. The window doesn't matter to us. Oh, we can even use the Fool for another flush house. Upgrade. It's curious. Let's get rid of an 8. Yeah, I guess we're doing flush house. So how good is the fool to be used on? Let's just use it, because we can see more fools in the future, rather than holding out to see a death or a hanged man to use the fool on. It's good now, so let's just use it now. Okay, we'll keep a couple of 6s around. Okay, we will keep a king around. Okay. This is a little scary. We need... Oh, it's also not enough. Did we just lose? Right? Isn't Flush... No, we just upgraded Flush House. I was gonna say, isn't Flush House only 15,000? Oh, but we just upgraded it, so it should be 18,000. So the question is, do we have the highest chance if we look at 3 cards with 5 hits, or if we look at 4 cards with 3 hits? You want to look at as many cards as possible with as many hits as possible. I think it's kind of like maximizing the area of a quadrilateral situation where you want the numbers to just multiply as high as possible. So 3 times 5 is 15, whereas 4 times 3 is 12, so 3 times 5 is better. Something like that. I don't know if that's actually how it maths out, but that's the quick way I'm going to justify doing the looking at 3 with 5 hits as opposed to looking at 4 with 3 hits. Okay, we got there. We even get a little bit extra chips by playing 3 kings instead of 3 6s, but we are going to make the 6s lucky. And this wins because we upgraded Flush House. It's 26,000. It's very good. Okay, lots of money. We need to turn this... Ooh. Okay, that's good. We need more scoring, if you haven't noticed. And this is more scoring. Quite a few diamonds that are hanging around to annoy us. Do we want the gift card? Yeah, it's like Space Joker is money better than a 1 in 4 chance to upgrade a hand that we care about? Yes, I think it is. So we're gonna sell Space Joker. A little weird, but I think it's the right play. Let's open this pack. Look for a... We didn't want Eris. What's the name of the one that we like? Ceres and Eris. They sound so similar, but Ceres is the one that we want. But we'll upgrade Eris too. It's our backup. Could matter. Use this to see more tarot cards that matter. Chariot matters. It multiplies after Onyx and the base multiplier, so it's actually huge. That's going to help us score a ton in the next round. I guess Devil pays for itself too. So let's sell Neptune and grab the Devil. Okay, toss a queen, because the yellow cards are especially bad now because of black board. We're close to what we want, so we just look for it. Kind of the same way as before. The difference here now, though, is that with basically 4 digs remaining, an additional card that we're looking for multiplies by... Oh, we have 3 digs remaining, right? Multiplies by 3. Because if we're only tossing 3 cards, but we keep missing, we continue to only toss 3 cards. But if we toss 4 cards and we keep missing, we get to look through 4 more cards every time. Yeah, it's tricky. It's probably... if we do the math on it, like how many total digs is it? If we have 3 total digs, and we toss 3 cards every time, that means we get to look at 9 with 5 hits, which is 45, as opposed to 12 times 3, which is 36. So it sounds like it's better to only look for 3 every time. Again, based on what is admittedly some pretty shoddy math. Okay, none of these were hits. Oh, that's kind of a weird thing. We can look at more cards at a time, like trusting that we're going to get more 6s, but there are only 4 6s in the deck, so we're not guaranteed to get more 6s. Because now we need to get one of 4 6s and one of 2 kings or 3 2s. But we get to look at 8 cards this way instead of 6. Oh man, that's a little hard to calculate. "23 cards in the deck. I think it's too many cards to try and get 2 more cards that we need. Okay, we're good. Whew. And the blackboard makes this pretty easy peasy. We'll make the 2s, chariot, and gold. And then play the flush house. Which with the blackboard and the steel card, this is probably what, 50,000? 100,000. Oh my gosh. Our scoring threshold just went through the roof. We just need to find cards. Let's buy a wheel. And a fool. Not what we wanted. Upgrade pair though, that has been played a few times, and then go next. So we can give up trading card if we're getting like a little bit scared of actually finding what we need. I don't think I am, but maybe I should be. Play this pair because it has a club in it. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna discard. Scoring like marginally better hands than high card or whatever has no impact. It's either we find the flush house or we don't. Kind of. If the blackboard is not ready to go, that could be troublesome. But you saw we got, what, 110,000-ish? 107,000, something like that. So a third of that is still pretty much right around the threshold where it's fine even if we don't score this pair, but then we later on score a high card that is worse than this pair we could have played right now. I don't think it will matter. Nice, we got it very quickly. That's the other reason to start with the discard, is because you might just get the hand right away and you don't want to waste the money on burning hands that you don't need. Okay. And we got the trading card value, which is good. I mean, every time we choose to accept the trading card value, as opposed to forego it to make that round easier, we make the future rounds easier. Because then we are unable to see like red cards or non-6 king and 2 clubs. Okay, sell the Jupiter, grab the Magician, and then let's just look at this Spectral pack. No, can't do it. Ectoplasm would have been cool if we didn't have 5 important cards in our hand. If it was just like a couple 6s, maybe. The fact that they're both the lucky ones also is like a hard pass on the Immolate. That's too bad. There are a lot of Immolates I would have taken. A lot of Immolates. How many hits do we have in the deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are 16 cards in the deck that are like what we care about. maybe even you could say like fewer than that. Like maybe 13, because maybe 3 of these 6s aren't actually hits. Actually, I guess like 6 of these 6s, right? It's like if we've had any of these 6 non-buffed 6s, those aren't hits. So it's like only 10 cards in our deck are what we care about. And yet we saw 5 of them in our 8-card hand here to use the Immolate on. Of course, you're just as likely to not see Immolate, so whatever. Can't be too upset. No, these are not the suit changers we want. Gosh dang it. Okay, we go next, but we don't like it. I would have loved to see some more moons. Some hanged men, some deaths, but even some chariots. Okay, what is this? It could be a 2 of clubs. I feel like it's likely a 2 of clubs. It's not that likely, right? It's like 3 out of 7. It's like a 3 in 7 chance that this is a 2 of clubs. There's definitely a 6 of clubs. So here's what we do. We just play this. Wow, okay. We have what we need. But we want to find something to use trading card on. So we actually play again, because there's a good chance this is still a 2 of clubs. Now it's only a 2 out of 6 that it's a 2 of clubs. So it's not very likely that this is a 2 of clubs, but it could be. No, it can't be. We can just sort by rank and identify right away that this is a high card, which means it's not a 2, which means it's not a club. So we can just discard it and get the trading card value. I don't know what we're burning. King, king, queen, queen. It's either a king or a queen. And now we can see that it was a queen. That's interesting that it works that way. Even though you don't get to see it flipped over, you do get to see how your full deck changes when you burn it. So it doesn't flip it over to show you, but it's still... Anyway, I think we should be able to take the money because I don't think we need the steel card. Does that sound correct to anyone else? Sounds correct to me. Oh, we should use the magician though. Ooh, we even got lucky. 90,000 without the steel card. Pretty good. Pretty good. Wow, we want the trio. 100% we want the trio. Sell gift card for it. Or to the moon, either way. But the reason we want the trio so badly is because it's a rare that we don't have. We've been hunting this one down for a while. All of these hand-specific ones. Boom, the trio is here. So it's also just really good in this deck. So that's cool that that has shown up. Do we sell to the moon or gift card? I think we sell gift card. Trio and blackboard. Name a more iconic trio. Okay. We can also go back and ante again to get more trading card value. So pretty soon, our deck is going to be like 1,000% consistent. World helps with blackboard considerations, but we only have 6 non-black cards, so I don't think it matters. And we're going to continue to get rid of them, so I'll take a chariot. I will also take a devil. 60,000 is not that much, as long as we can find our flesh house. Nice, series. That's the one we want to see. That's pretty huge, actually. We weren't very likely to see it, but we saw it. Alright, trading card. Thank you for showing up. Discard like this. We're almost there. There we are. Bum, 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 bum. Let's make a king gold. Oh, do we want to use the Fool on series? No, with the trio pickup, our scoring, and we also found a series, so our scoring has increased so much that I'm actually pretty confident we can beat the final boss now with this amount of scoring. We just want to get more consistent. You know, I'm saying that out loud, and I'm reminding myself that using the Fool sooner rather than later is good, because you can see more Fools. But yeah, against Violet Vessel, right? We're not good against Violet Vessel yet. Like, we haven't finished our scaling that we need if we're gonna fight Violet Vessel. So we should continue to get stronger in meaningful ways. This isn't like a minor marginal improvement. This is a meaningful improvement. It's just a question, it's like, oh, do we need the more meaningful improvement? And I was thinking that we didn't, because we're already scoring like 300, 400,000 with a single flush house, and we have multiple antes left to increase that even more, you know, marginal at a time. But if I say, like, I'm unwilling to make those marginal improvements here and there, we could actually get crushed by just Violet Vessel. As well as, of course, Crimson Heart, but Violet Vessel is a good one to think about, because if your scoring is good enough to beat Violet Vessel, then having a random Joker disabled is usually gonna reduce your scoring by a similar amount as to how much more your scoring would need to be to reach Violet Vessel. Essentially, what, the 4 times on Violet Vessel? 6 times on Violet Vessel compared to... so it's 3 times more than the other bosses. So basically the 3 times extra multiplier on Violet Vessel is similar to like a reduction of 3 times, or like a reduction of your score by 1/3, I guess you could say, from the Crimson Heart happening to disable a 3 times multiplier Joker, like Blackboard or the trio. Blackboard is really 3 times? That's so much. Very powerful. Okay. Anyway, so we use the Fool to get Flush House because both of those bosses are still scary enough. Use the Devil here. Hold on to the Chariot, because even though it's good, it's not good enough that it's not so good that we're not still happy to hold on to it, just to make it more likely that we see the really good ones like Hanged Man, Death, Fool. Okay, maybe we get lucky with the lucky cards to get some money. Oh, we got some multiplier. So, but yeah, it's 365,000. It's like, oh, we don't need to get stronger to beat the final boss, really. But we do, because Violet Vessel. Okay, the family is cute, but we're not doing flush 5s, we're doing flush houses. Eris is the exact same argument. We're not doing flush 5s, we're doing flush houses. We should look at the Arcana pack after we roll, but we should use the Celestial pack before we roll, because we currently have a planet that's not the planet we want, which increases the chance of seeing the planet we want, which we did, which was lucky. Temperance is phenomenal. Well, again, okay, now we can actually buy the strength. Open this, we get a death. Okay, do we want to use it on a king or a 6? I think we're committed to flush houses, so we actually want to use it on the king. So let's make the king steel. We also have strength on a 5. I guess we might as well. And then turn this non-black card into a steel king. And now our flush house consistency went up. We now have 4 kings to look for. Tons of 6s to sift through. A bunch of 2s. Only 4 red cards per blackboard. Very, very good. Do we need to take this? No, we don't. So we won't. Grab this. Okay, go next. Nice, we can burn another red card. And now we're looking for kings, 2s, and 6s. We got it. Let's make the 6s buffed. Probably doesn't matter. It's probably better to hold on to the Hierophant so we don't see more Hierophants. So we see more of the cards that we want. But that's okay. We have a lot of unbuffed 6s, so I figured might as well just start buffing them. But which is good reasoning. The reason that reasoning falls through is because our chips on Flush House is 420, so an extra 60 chips sometimes matters very, very little. Wow, another series. We need to take this petroglyph. I mean, we don't need to. I think it's just optimal to do so. Okay, I guess we just go next. We can take a glass card. Sometimes we get to break stuff that we don't want. Okay, what's the story here? Do we try and break a 10 like this? Looking for something better to burn with trading card? Oh no, I didn't even pay attention to what the boss was. Are we screwed? I think we might be screwed. That's really bad. Okay, we're not going to use trading card because I'm terrified of not finding what we need. Okay, these, nothing moves when we sort by rank or suit, so these are probably all clubs. Okay, we have all these lucky 6s. I think they show up in our hand in the same order they show up in our deck, which means that these have to be 2s, right? Because they're clubs, because nothing changes when we sort by rank or suit. And they are less than the 6 of clubs. So I think they are 2s. Okay, so we have the winning hand. So now the question is, do we want to burn this? No, because it could be a king. Do we want to burn this? Maybe. Maybe we just hate. 6 that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 6s, so it's like oh, the hard part's finding the 2s and the kings. So maybe we were willing to get rid of a 6 to make finding the 2s and the kings easier. Sure. It's a little weird, but I think it's correct. Yeah. And then we know that these are 2s. So this should win. By a lot. Oof, man, that boss scared me. Hanged Man is phenomenal, yes! Oh, we also have, I forgot we have the reroll boss blind, so actually we can just say, we'll reroll Violet Vessel. Okay, use Hanged Man and then use the Fool. That's amazing, that's what we've been trying to do all run. kind of unreal, actually. Do we need a win with Seance? I feel like we do. Seance. Yeah, we do. So we can probably toss the To the Moon. Do we need a win with To the Moon? I don't think we do, but let's check. Yeah, we don't. So let's toss To the Moon. Let's get Seance. We're gonna get a sticker on Seance. And then in Ante 8, we'll toss Trading Card. Maybe we can toss Onyx Agate. Have we won with Onyx Agate? I feel like we have. No, we haven't. Not on gold, so we'll hold on to it because it's good. Though we might not need it. Buy Retcon just because. Roll, I guess, a couple times. Go next. Seeing double doesn't do anything, but the needle is a little scary. We want to make sure that we are able to find. Yeah, we only have one discard to find the one hand because of Petroglyph or whatever. That's okay. Hanged Man trading card will help us get there. So what do we want to get rid of? I'm happy getting rid of 9s and 8s, right? There's better stuff to get rid of, but we can just get rid of 9s and 8s. Okay, and then play a flush house this way. Keep the gold and the steel card around. Steel card means we're up to, like, that's interesting, 600,000. I thought we had 600,000 before without steel, but maybe we didn't. Death is amazing. Wee Joker. It's too late. Flush House is 460 chips. It's so many chips. Don't really care about spending money on this. I think we are looking for cool Hanged Man, Death, and stuff. Bootstraps is cool, but not what we need. Okay. Burn this, very good. And then turn this into a Steel 2. Or a Gold King. I think a Steel 2 is better. Yep. Although, we do need the 6s. So we'll play this. Looking for the 6s. There they are. We have to go like this, I guess. Kind of weird, but should still win. I mean, it absolutely still wins, right? It's 600,000-ish. Yeah, this time it's like 700,000. See, I don't know why sometimes it's less than 600,000 and sometimes it's almost, excuse me, almost 700,000. Okay, Lovers is decent on this 6, but honestly probably not worth the money. Hanged Man is good. Yeah, see, we can just burn the 6 instead, which is much, much, much better. Now our deck is really consistent. Let's look again. Fool for another Hanged Man. Okay. We could re-roll looking for, I don't know, I don't even know what. Death? I guess I'll take a Magician, because we still have some unbuffed 6s and 2s. Okay. Play only one hand. We have the hand, so we actually get to use the discard to burn this. We actually need to use the discard to burn that, so that way the blackboard triggers, but we don't actually need the blackboard to trigger to win. Okay, bizarre, it's actually kings and 2s. full house like this, so we can make these lucky. Hold on to the Hanged Man, because these are all the cards that in the deck that we like. Okay, and then we keep the gold cards instead of the steel cards, because 60,000 is small potatoes. Wow, we got lucky with money. Yeah, so it's only 400-ish thousand when we don't have any steel cards, but that's okay. Hello, Ride the Bus. Hello, Omen Globe. Glomin Obe. Spin the wheel, nope. Death, okay. And go next. Uh-oh, do you see the boss? Do we re-roll it? Probably not, right? Because there are some other scary ones, like your starting hand is drawn face down. That would be really bad. That would be really bad, much worse than this, because I don't think the Onyx Agate matters. It's only 220,000 that we need, and Flush House already has 46 multiplier. So we reduce our scoring by less than half by not getting the Onyx Agate scoring, which is totally fine. So we're not going to roll. Okay, we play high card to try and break it and also look for targets for the trading card and Death and Hanged Man. It did break. That's wild. I didn't mean that's a wild card, although it is. Okay, in our full deck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sixes. So we can just get rid of a couple of them. I guess we should do this. Get rid of a 6. Delete an 8 and a 2. Do we want to delete that too? Yeah. Flush House. It's a very consistent deck. How many flush houses can we play? We can play a couple, right? Yeah. Okay, trading card can go. Now we're looking for a Joker that we want a sticker on. Cool. I think we already have the red card. Even if we don't, I'm pretty sure it's common, so. Hanged Man is so cool, but we just don't need it. We're just looking for a uncommon or a rare Joker that we don't have the sticker on. So we can touch this up a little bit. 3, 6, 7 sixes. 5 twos and 4 kings. So I'd rather have 5, 5, and 6. So now it's like totally even. Total even spread between 6 and kings and 2s. Technically we have 1 extra 6 compared to the kings and 2s, but maybe that's even a good thing. Joker stencil. I think we have the win on that. I'm not sure. Only orange sticker, so we could pick that up. Yeah, let's just pick it up for now. And then roll. Do we have the Merry Andy? Merry Andy's not good though. Like, he's actually gonna make the game too hard. Flush 5, just since we're looking at it. Do we have Dialect Cola or Pareidolia? I don't think we... Oh, we do have the Pareidolia. Do we have the Cola? The Cola is one you have to seek out. We do have the Cola. Okay. One more blind after this, or one more ante after this, I mean. I was thinking if like the double tag would matter, but almost never. The rough gem? The rough gem is actually pretty tough to get. We've never won with the rough gem. Okay. Get out of here, Joker Stencil. Rough gem, get in here. We can probably replace Onyx Agate too. Maybe I should have just done that right away and kept the stencil in there. But the stencil's rental, I didn't want to. But Onyx Agate doesn't work here. It also doesn't matter, I'm pretty sure. Yep. We win in one anyway. That wouldn't beat the Ante 8 boss. But that's okay. Spin the wheel again. Spinning the wheel is fun. Nice, we got the wheel. Spun. That's a great voucher. Extra discards. I mean, kind of. We're probably not going to use any discards. What's the boss? Cerulean Bell? Easiest boss. Okay. So I think we really can replace Onyx Agate, and that's really what we want to do. So we're not going to spend money on anything else except replacing the Onyx Agate. Do we want the gift card? Have we won with gift card? We've not. Oh, but we've technically not won with Onyx Agate either. Let's not stress about it. Let's just win. Speed to the finish line. We're already getting a sticker on Seance, Rough Gem, and Onyx Agate. I'll look for, if there's a rare in here, I'll take it, but besides that, we're just gonna run to the finish line. Okay. Skip. 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 Fight. Ta-da! There you go. That's the Erratic deck. That's Completionist Plus. I think that's Completionist Plus. I think that's the last gold sticker we needed. New Discovery 0. I don't even know what that means. This was so easy because our Erratic deck just made it easy for us. The starting deck gave us tons of clubs, tons of sixes, tons of twos, tons of kings. And that's just what we did. Didn't have to think too much about anything else. So we got to score some free stickers on Jokers. Thank you for joining us, and I'm gonna not quite wrap the series up yet. Why didn't I get the achievement? Completionist Plus. We have all the deck stake wins. It's just maybe that's not actually a thing, and I thought it was. Maybe you only get an achievement for getting Completionist Plus all 100% everything. Anyway, we're not going to quite be done with this series. We're getting close. I'm going to get some recorded wins on the black deck and painted deck and plasma deck. And then we'll be done. We'll be done with Balatro. So I'm still waiting to get some feedback as to what people would like to see. Oh gosh, this video's run long. Okay, I'll go ahead and just end it. But go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me what other types of games, challenges, or things you'd like to see me make content for. And until then, I hope you have a good one. Adios.